Hey beauties, good evening to you. Beautiful people, I know you know this, but maybe you need to hear it ever so often so that we can, put plans in place and deal with our situation the right way because I am tired of us being very reactive as opposed to proactive as a country, as a set of people. Now I'm listening to the news and I'm not taken aback, to be honest. I'm not flabbergasted because this is something that has been ongoing. It has been more than just brewing. The pot has been stirred, over the last 2 years or maybe. And this was when the former JTA president was in her presidency post. I'm talking Miss or Mrs. Lasanja Harrison. And then the baton was handed over to Mr. Johnson. I don't remember his first name. I was so taken aback. To be honest, I was shocked because I said he just got the baton. I was hoping that he would have gotten some time to cross over to the finish line, so to speak, and then I was so surprised. Maybe I'm not understanding of the whole bureaucracy of the changing over of the JTA presidents because it was just the other day, but before I even could blink my eyes, that he was, commissioned, put in as the JT president, and now I'm seeing a Dr. Mark Smith. I was like, huh? What? This guy just got into the job. He's still a babe. He's still drinking milk, so to speak, in the position of presidency or being the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. And my Jamaican people, I don't think you fully understand the gamut of this entire saga. It is bad because I was listening to this current president, Dr. Smith, saying that he sides with the not the previous president, which would be Mr. Johnson, the one before him, which would be Miss Harrison, as it relates to rejecting the former wage offer. And now it seems as if she has accepted this current one. Whatever counter offer she would have made, she and her team, I guess they're okay and fairly satisfied or satisfied with it. Because he said he honestly was taken aback. He was shocked when he saw what the teachers are taking home. Some of the news personnel were interviewing the former spokesman on education, that's Damian Crawford, and he was talking about the teachers not being able to succeed. I often said this in my videos. When people are unable to buy a decent home and a decent car, because let us face it, people, yes, that is not the only means of success. Having great health is key. That's number one. And we do understand that. But we live in the world and we want to enjoy the world. We want to use our health fully and completely until we expire, until we are no longer here. People do not want to work only and solely to pay bills and debts. They want to earn from it. Yes, people want to give and help people, but they also want to receive. So people want to know that they're working and they see the merit or the merits of their work. At the end of the day, they're able to buy a decent home, not a crack house or a rat trap, or a scooter or a bicycle. No disrespect, and I'm not talking about creeping before you walk. Let us cut to the chase and be real with life. The teachers' salaries suck. They're not the only ones, the civil servants as well. Because, simultaneously, I should say, the president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, she was, in recent times, fairly recent times, talking about, the restoration of the passenger mileage, retroactive pay that should come back, and other monetary gains that they need to get, and they're unable to get word with the Ministry of Finance. They should have had a second meeting in January of 2024, and we're now exiting the month of August in short order. And we're not even sure if that second meeting has been kept. And you're hearing stories all over the place in parts, in portions. When I heard the man said, the current president said that he was shocked, basically, to see the current salaries of the teachers. People think it's a joke. When I heard the news personnel saying that since over the last 2 years, 2,500 teachers have migrated. 2,500 teachers have migrated, my beautiful Jamaican people. I don't think you understand the ramifications. They're even positing, maybe the government officials and so on, and the relevant authorities are thinking of importing people from Nigeria, Ghana, India, and maybe other countries. Now, one of the things I'm going to encourage them, it's good when you have maybe pockets or very, very small pockets of people from other countries, so that we get to have that sort of exchange and learning other cultures and experiencing other cultures live and direct. It's good. But when it comes in droves, it can be drowning, too much to swallow, too much to bear, too much to handle in the stomach. In other words, the language barrier is very, very important. I can tell you from personal experience, maybe I'm the only one, the language barrier is very, very important. There are certain innuendos, there's certain way that we communicate as Jamaicans, that only maybe Jamaicans can understand, unless you're living here for many, many years. After a while, you may pick up, but there's some things that you may not even get. When I had one, I remember I was doing a particular difficult course, and this was at the university level where I would be more advanced. This is not even high school, and I could not do the course. I flunked the course and had to do it maybe the following summer or so, because the language barrier was too much. I just didn't understand what the lecturer was saying. I couldn't comprehend it. Her accent was too pronounced, and the way how she was bringing it across made no sense to me. It was like somebody trying to dissolve oil in a water, And I'm not tough, me head tough people. No, me not think so. I'm not Einstein or John Newton. I'd name again, Isaac Newton's, hear me. Or you name them, the most brilliant, those brilliant people. But me no dunce. Me no dunce. I could not comprehend. The language barrier was it was just too pronounced. So you have to, where you can have one teacher from this country and another, and you're okay with it and you learn, and it's in more than one situations I'm talking about. Just could not comprehend the accent. Sometimes they're not that fluent in English, and I'm not saying that you're going to come to a class and teach patois, but when you kind of have your little light moments and you switch off into it, and the student it's like an epiphany. The student gets it when you do that. So you have to look at these little innuendos as well. So the language barrier is key. You cannot swap black dog for monkey. They're two different. They play two different roles. I know what people mean. I know they're saying that no better hearing, no better barrel. But in this case, we're talking about different roles, and one may prove to be more significant in this sense than the other. So I'm not using it the way we generally use it, where you say, them just swap black dog or monkey. In other words, no better hearing, no better barrel. It's the same for the same. No. We're talking about a dog being a dog, a cat being a cat, a rat being a rat. They play different roles diametrically differently. They look different, act different. They are different. And it can be difficult. Look at what the news has also posited, that in math and English, the two compulsory, they call it subjects, the two significant subjects. Because when you pass math and English, even if you come out with those two subjects alone, it's like you pass the world. You can make it in life. Sort of a thing. Maybe if you had English lit with it and maybe social studies, but generally speaking, and it has declined by 6 or 7%. You have different margins according to the different areas, yes, but there has been a decline from last year to this year in terms of the performances among the students. It tells a story. So in my mind, I said, Jamaica generally, we never had a plethora of strong math teachers across the board. Maybe the same goes for English, but English may have been generally the better of the two. They struggle to find solid across the board. I'm talking. So I don't want anybody to think that we never had any good ones, and that's not what I'm saying. Maybe where they were concentrated. You may have a school that has quite a number of them, and then another one over there, but the rest of them, one or two in the schools, and to cover everybody is ridiculous and astronomical. So that's what I'm talking about. Our country's in trouble as it relates to the education of our students, as it relates to the salaries of the teachers, the civil servants, and other public sector organizations. I don't think people understand that our country's in crisis. It is in crisis. It is in crisis, and I don't know what the government officials and the relevant authorities are doing, but we cannot continue on this path. This is madness. This is crazy. This is like suicide. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and you